Mavs fans, you know the drill on this channel. Anytime I talk about Kristaps Porzingis, anytime you hear that name, I want you to put a unicorn emoji down in the comment section below to let me know, number one, that you're actually paying attention in today's video, and number two, that you're cheering on KP all the time. Now, let's get into today's video.
All things Mavs.
Now, according to Rick Carlisle, Kristaps Porzingis has been one of the most impressive players on the court in the practice leading up to the 8-game restart the NBA is going to see. And that's really important when you consider the fact that Porzingis is the second best player on this team. Now, what I'm going to do today is break down my prediction for his stats. But one thing that's really going to factor into my predictions is the fact that I truly believe this extra time off for Porzingis is going to have him at not just 100%, but 110%. From that ACL injury, he's going to come back and be the unicorn, that all-star we saw in New York. And you can bet that I am excited to watch him get on the court again. But the number one thing right now is that you're staying safe and you're staying healthy. Here in Dallas, you got to be wearing a face covering. So the best way to do that is go to Fanatics, chatsports.com/Mavs mask. Keep that face covered, but also rep our Dallas Mavericks while you're at it. Whether you want 1, 2, or 3, you want to buy some for your friends and family, go check them out. chatsports.com/Mavs mask, and big shout out to our friends there at Fanatics. Now, before I get into my predictions for what KP is actually going to do on the court, I want to remind you of what the schedule is going to look like a little bit for the Dallas Mavericks when they restart their regular season in Orlando. Starting off with the Houston Rockets, a team that KP has played really well against. But then they've got the Phoenix Suns, a team that, on the other hand, Porzingis has struggled against a little bit. Then you got the Sacramento Kings, and another team that KP struggled with, the Los Angeles Clippers, because that's a physical team, and a big guy like Zubats or even a Marcus Morris can kind of bully Porzingis around. Then next up, they've got the Milwaukee Bucks, the best team, really, record-wise in the NBA right now. However, in case you forgot, there was a game that Luka Doncic was out, and Kristaps Porzingis led them to a victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. And then August 10th will be the first night of a back-to-back where they'll play the Utah Jazz, followed by the Portland Trail Blazers, and to end the regular season before going into the playoffs, they're going to play the Phoenix Suns one more time on August 13th. Now, what I did here was I combined his best 8-game stretch all into one stat. Basically, all the best points per game he's averaged, the most rebounds he's averaged, and the best blocks per game that he's averaged in a single 8-game stretch. Well, Luka Doncic was down for a couple of these games, and he went off 27 points per game, nearly 12 rebounds, swatting away 3 shots, and shooting better than 39% from 3. All of the numbers across the board went up for Kristaps Porzingis in this time. And funny enough, this 8-game stretch came just 2 games before the league decided to go on a little bit of a hiatus before now returning to Orlando. Now, in those 8 games, let me remind you that Luka Doncic was away for 2 of them, but the Mavs still went 7-1 as they were led by Kristaps Porzingis during that time. He logged 7 double-doubles, all of them obviously being points and rebounds. There were 3 different games in which he blocked 5 shots. That's right, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 shots. And then the only loss in that stretch was to the Miami Heat, who, honestly, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference right now, and that was the game in which Luka Doncic got hurt. So Kristaps Porzingis proved himself at the end of the year before going on a little break, and now we're about to get 110% KP. So you look at what he's done before the All-Star break, and then what Porzingis started to do after the All-Star break, because he really began to find his stride as a member of the Dallas Mavericks. Before the All-Star break came around, he was putting up 18 points per game, 9 rebounds, only 1.5 assists, blocking a little more than 1 shot, and his plus-minus was not good, as he was only a plus 7.5. At least he was a plus and not a minus. That's good, but nothing compared to what he did after the All-Star break. He was putting up 23 points and 11 rebounds, a 20-point double-double for KP. He also was creating for his teammates better at 3 assists per game and being able to pass out of the post and swing it around the perimeter. But perhaps the biggest step up came in the blocks per game, where he was blocking 3 shots per game. And Rick said it best, he's one of the best rim protectors in the league. Now, Kristaps Porzingis is going to do some really special things in Orlando, and I'm about to give you my prediction. And if you've made it to this point in the video, thank you for watching. But now, I want you to predict how many points per game Kristaps Porzingis is going to actually put up in these 8 games in Orlando. Let me give you my prediction, and maybe you can kind of base yours on that a little bit. I think KP's going off. I think he's going to be a 24.9 point per game scorer, a little under 25. I'm not going to give him 25 quite yet, but I think he's going to be pulling down a lot of rebounds because here's the deal. Porzingis is now your official starting center. He's probably going to be the biggest man on the floor almost every single time he steps out there. I also think his rim protecting is going to step up big, and he's going to be blocking almost 2.5 shots per game. And three-point percentage, Luka's going to find the open man, and he's going to find him when he's open, and he's going to make those open threes. I think he's going to shoot it around 38.9% from beyond the three-point arc. So in the comment section below, I want you to do two things. Make sure you put that unicorn emoji, and make sure you predict how many points per game Kristaps Porzingis is going to average in Orlando. Mavs fans, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.